Hello, good day. As you well know, this is chapter 4 of your Introduction to Phonology and Phonetics class. And we're dealing with defining distributions. That's consonant allophones. In previous classes, we've talked about, in the previous class before now, we talked about what consonants are. We said consonants are sounds that are produced with constrictions of air. Okay, we have instances of k, l, m, n, t, b, f, v, z, s, sh. And there are 24 consonants in the English IPA. IPA means International Phonetics Alphabets. Now, talking about allophones, allophones simply are variations in these sounds as produced. In different languages, we have various consonants coming out differently, all right? And of course, if you pronounce the consonant differently from what it is supposed to be according to the English IPA, it causes coercion or ambiguity in the language production or in the meaning of the word, all right? Of course, this particular chapter is dealing with the various aspects of consonants as it affects different combinations of consonant sounds and how it tends to progress from one point to another. All right, that's why it's called defining distributions. And the sounds that keep popping up are the velar stop sounds. One of the velar stop sounds is k. We have it as k and g. K is voiceless, g is voiced. Now we are told that if you add the velar stop sound with a front vowel, it gives you a palatal sound. What is a palatal sound? The palatal sound is a sound that has to do with the hard palate. You know the hard palate. But when it goes to the soft palate, it becomes a velar sound. Here's your velum, the softer part of the upper roof of your mouth. And this hard part is called palate, hard palate. Now, if you make a sound whereby the tip of a tongue touches the hard palate, it's called a palatal sound. So if we have a sound, if we have to sound the velar sound, g, and it ends up, we end up using a front vowel. For instance, front vowels are your a, e, o, u, a, e, o, u. These are the 5 pure front vowels that we have in the English language. All right, they are not the only vowels we have, but they are the front vowels that we have in the English IPA. I hope you understand. Now, having said that, if we use one of these front vowels, okay, after we use a velar sound, be it voiced, g, or voiceless, k, it gives us a palatal sound, which means that the tip of the tongue actually moves from the velum to the palate. Is that okay? Let's try it. We'll say g, right? It touches the velum. Now let's go with g and o sound. We say go, go. You discover that the tip of your tongue, or let's use good. Good. That's the o sound. And let's use your God. God. Yes, that's beautiful. Now, let's use the voiceless velar sound. We say kept, kept, kept. We're using the k and the air sound. If you use both, you will discover that the sound, your tongue, moved from the velum to the hard palate. So that's how it works. Now, we're not only talking about that. It is discovered by phonologists that the sounds, your stop sounds, your labial stop sounds, like the voiceless and the b voiced, has to do with several misconceptions. It keeps coming. A lot of people don't know how to use it. I came across a certain misconception with the use of your L sound, the use of your P sound, and the use of your B sound. Now, also there's this the use of the T sound. All of these variations, they give a lot of problems. There are some languages that put in R for L. You know the R sound? Yes, the R sound. Okay, that is in the form of letter R. A lot of people misconcept it with a L sound. It depends on the language they are from. So someone wants to say rice and the person ends up saying lice. So these are the things we're talking about. You have to understand how this is distributed and how it is being used in the English IPA. Now, there were some instances that were given in order for us to understand how we can place these words and use them. Let me help you out. Where we have the voiceless sound, the voiceless bilabial stop sound, and you have it along with the R sound, it becomes pr, pr. Now we know that the sound is voiceless, but once it comes in with the R sound, it becomes voice. For instance, we say proud, proud. It gets voiced. Okay, unlike the one we have as is already voiced. Okay, so we are told that you cannot use a voiced sound and a voiceless sound together. It causes a lot of cohesion in terms of your pronunciations, of your English pronunciations. It gives a lot of misconceptions. All right. Then we have also a comparison or comparison. Let me put it that way, between the sound, the Z sound, and the L sounds. Now the P sound, we are told, is voiceless, is non-nasal, but is labial. Labial means two lips. You put the two lips together. All right. Is non-alveolar. Alveolar is talking about the tip of your tongue touching in between your back teeth. Then it is a stop sound. It is a non-fricative sound. It is a non-approximant sound, and you can use it with your central vowel. All right, you can use it with the front vowel, you can use it with the central vowel without causing problems. For instance, we can say pot, we can say put, we can say pit, we can say pet, and we can say pat. These are the front vowel as examples. And we can also use it with the central vowel. We're talking about purge, the use of your all right? We can use it with a central vowel. Then we have the Z sound, which is voiced. It is non-nasal. It is non-labial. It is an alveolar sound, is a non-stop sound, is a fricative sound. So when we talk about is an alveolar and fricative, we're talking about the manner of articulation, alveolar sound, and the place of articulation, which is the manner of articulation, the fricative sound, and the place of articulation, the alveolar sound. Okay, let me take it again. The manner of articulation is the fricative sound, and the place of articulation is the alveolar sound. Then it is non-approximant. Then it is central. You can use it with the central or front vowel. Then the L sound. It is plus. It is a voiced sound, non-nasal, non-labial. Is an alveolar sound. Is a non-stop sound. All right. We can call it plosive. We can call it stop. Then is a fricative sound, and it's not a fricative sound, I'm sorry, not a fricative sound, but it is an approximant sound. So we're saying it is a voiced, alveolar, approximant sound. All right. Now, another thing, just briefly, this particular aspect I'm talking about that we use in identifying what the sounds are is basically helping us to see which or where these sounds belong in. I'm going to send us a picture of what it looks like, all right, so that we can compare with what we know concerning the previous class. I gave us all the types of manner of articulations and the places of articulations. If you use it to compare all of the sounds, the various sounds as it is used from the picture I will give to you, then you will be able to get how these sounds are produced according to the Southern British English community, and it will help you enhance your understanding of how to use the English language according to the English IPA. All right, there's also an identification on how to combine all of these sounds together, okay? How to identify them with your vowels. Are you with me? How to identify them with your vowels. So if you scroll down your handout, you will see through, should be about page 91 thereabout, where it is talked about that some sounds are sonorant. Sonorant, yes. Sonorant simply talks about resonant. Okay, some sounds are sounded, are voiced, while some sounds are voiceless. So in the previous class, we've talked about the manners and places of articulation. This class, we're basically talking about sounds that are voiced, that are supposed to be voiced. And if they are voiced, what vowels can they be used with that would not cause cohesion during usage? And also we have those that are voiceless, or what types of vowels that can be used with. So the phonologists tend to compare, they try to compare all of these sounds, which ones are identified as sonorant and which ones are not identified as sonorant. Now, from what I am going to send, I'll send you a picture and write to identify which ones are mainly focused on. The page is focused more on liquids consonants, okay, and nasal consonants and glides. All right, the liquids are r sound, or you can say sound. The l sound. The nasal sounds are your m, n, and ng. Then we have the glide sounds, which are also called approximants. Your y sound and the w sound. Okay, so they tend to they wanted us to know how these sounds are used together, how they can be combined together, and you cannot use them without identifying which is voiced and which is voiceless. So for vowels, they said all vowels are sonorant, which means they are resonant. You have to voice them out. Okay, you can't be saying I and you're saying hi. No, you can't do that. You have to say hi, I. All right, ow. You have to say ooh, so they are voiced, or for the sake of emphasis. They're saying you can use it with syllabic consonants as well. All right, so you will go through them, and with it you'll be able to understand what I mean. So let me say that again. The photo I will send, the picture I will send, I'm taking a picture of what I wrote down. I'll send it to you. You should go through it. It has to do with identification of some of these sounds that are resonant. Okay, we call it sonorant. Now, apart from your the identification of your fricative sounds, of course, we know that some of them are voiced, some of them are voiceless. But there tends to be some questions of which is voiced and which is not voiced in terms of your nasals, your glides, and your liquid sounds. So I've been able to bring them out. It's also found in your handout. Which ones are sonorant? If you see sonorant, it means resonant. Which ones are sounded? All right. so that you can know how to apply them during usage. With this, we come to the end of today's class. Please, if you have any question on how to combine sounds together and what it gives to you, how to identify if a particular word has more voiced sound than voiceless sounds, you can just reach me on my email, rokelleji@gmail.com. I have sent it to some of the students, so you will get it on the platform, on the WhatsApp platform. Thank you very much. I look forward to getting questions from you, and I'll see you in class. Have a nice day.